9,000 bit rate. You want to have at least 20, anything higher than soon. Professional description below. And now here we are. I now go ahead and add in a thumbnail. If you want to be able to stream in both vertical and horizontal to maybe like Twitch and YouTube Shorts or YouTube long form and then also YouTube Shorts or even TikTok, go ahead and watch this bit rate. You want to have at least 20, anything higher than soon. Professional description below. Go ahead and add in a thumbnail.
Absolutely, I'll take questions. All right. Well, welcome. A keen baker. Okay. Well, that's probably one of my weakest areas of food, so power to you, being a keen baker and all that. I'm definitely not one myself. Hopefully you're actually able to hear me through the videos. First time I'm setting all of this up. This is a little new here. Yes, dense bread, of course. Multitude of factors as to why bread would come out dense. Can you hear me? Just fine. Okay, cool. Yes, multiple reasons why bread would come out super dense. It could be that it's, if we're talking like bread, and we're not talking like cakes, it could be over too much kneading, so you knead the bread too much, or your flour to water mixture is off and it's a drier dough as opposed to moist. So the easiest way to fix the the easiest way to fix the dense bread issue is to ensure that when you're adding your water and your liquids into your bread, that it's kind of not moist but rather sticky when you go to start kneading it, and then you only want to knead it for a couple minutes at a time. No longer than 5 minutes is my recommendation, and that helps. It creates the gluten, and when it creates the gluten, it's nice, it's awesome, but it allows it to still bake. And then also the other thing is allow it to properly rise. So about, depending on what kind of bread you're making, a couple hours. And Killdozer. So Richard Heatherton, Killdozer. Well, yes. Sorry your BattleBots is not working for you. What I can say is see if you got spare parts in your garage for that, because yeah, I'm not mechanically inclined to rebuild Killdozer for you, but BattleBots will do that. And yes, thank you. 200 subs. Thank you for recognizing that. Yes, cakes. Oh my goodness, the bane of my existence, Rosie. Appreciate you asking about that. So yes, my cakes can be quite dense at times too, and that happens to be. Yes, I'll get back to the cake thing. So Killdozer is a there was a show. Well, I think there still is this show called BattleBots, and it's like these fighting robots, and these guys go and build these machines, and so Killdozer is a battle bot, and I don't know how to explain other than they're fighting robots. I think Richard was trying to be funny. Well, thank you, Rosie. Appreciate it. But yes, cakes. So the problem is if you don't get enough of your leavening agents, right? If you don't get enough egg, if you don't get enough baking powder, if you're trying to do that with your cake, then that could cause it to be dense. If you have, once again, weirdly enough, too much liquid, it could cause it to be, yeah. If you get too much liquid, it causes your cakes to be dense too. Or I know nowadays flour is ground typically well enough to go ahead and be one of those amazing things where you don't have to sift it. But if you're using all-purpose flour, you still want to sift it somehow. If you don't have a professional, like one of those sifters that professional bakers use, just a simple kind of thin, well, not thin, I'm sorry, like small opening, I guess they call it a sieve, if you will, strainer, not like big old strainer. So you want to make sure that your flour is nice and fluffy. If that's kind of a proper way of putting it, yeah, little fluffy. Yeah, so no, I mean, I appreciate appreciate the sub, really do. Dr. Spades, thank you for the shout out. Right. Yeah. And if you sift your flour enough, yes, it could still be dense, which is why you got to look at your leavening agents. You got to look at, you know, if you add too much liquid to your cake batter, because what you're trying to look for when you have the right proportion of ingredients for your cake batter, right, is if you've ever made pancakes, right, and they tell you make a ribbon-like consistency, well, for a cake, you want it just slightly thicker than a ribbon-like consistency. Too loose and it becomes dense. Too thick and it becomes dense. So it's kind of a weirdly fine line between that ribbon-like consistency and being over too much, if that makes sense. Yes, please keep questions coming. I mean, you know, one of the things that I know it says test stream in the description here. It's because it kind of is a test stream. Today is the first one that I'm doing, so I'm hoping it shows up well on the yeah, man, my life too with baking. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be trying to do this streaming far more often. Yeah, please ask away. Um, ask as many questions as you want. I'll answer the best I can for you. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna be looking to try and do this streaming more often and more consistently because I think I don't know. I just want to share any knowledge I can and hopefully enter my way. That's kind of my goal here. Hopefully everyone will be entertained as we go. Because if you go check out my channel, you check out the videos that I have posted. I've only been doing this for a little over a year now, and because I've done this just a hair over a year, I've still been trying to find my footing, trying new things out to make this, better and reach more people. And clearly the UK, awesome. I have a deep respect for the United Kingdom. I've dealt with many chefs and cooks from the United Kingdom, and great things to say. I got nothing but great things to say. See, is it a propane or is it a charcoal portable barbecue? Although I will say, rereading your question here, yeah, I can understand why you'd be worried about undercooking chicken when you're using a portable barbecue, because they do make it both. For anyone watching that doesn't may not know, they do make both charcoal and propane portable grills, right? Charcoal, nice. So charcoal is one of the funniest things to work with when it comes to grilling. In my opinion, I prefer charcoal because I think you get a far better flavor out of it. But with a charcoal grill, right, you really don't need a whole heap of charcoal to